Pro-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, proud parents, and most importantly, you, the graduates. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'm honoured to have been invited to make this graduation speech in such extraordinary times during the COVID-19 pandemic. But with this danger and uncertainty, this will be the most creative and innovative of any time in recent history as you enter the workforce. What will your workplace be like as you start your careers? From the new hybrid workplace to the semi-autonomous work groups, the digital age is in front of you all. But I'm sure the basic building blocks that I've used throughout my career will stand you strong for your journey that I'll hope will be full of success, good health, and most importantly, happiness. But I'm sure I will now share with you some of the important blocks that have shaped my journey, which in turn may help you shape yours. Tonight you will receive a ticket to the game, and with that ticket you can either sit on the bench, wait for someone to invite you to join the game, or take the game full on. With that ticket and knowledge that you've gained from your degree, the choice is going to be yours. I was incredibly lucky to be born with a gift to be able to run fast, and when I completed a double Masters in Sports Science and Education in the late 80s and my PhD in the 90s, I immersed myself in university life, including the university's athletics club, which took me to an international career in athletics. Here I learnt the important things of Spartan qualities and what an elite athlete has to go through: sacrifice, discipline, perseverance, along with mental toughness, which at the same time allowed me to complete a 9-year longitudinal study into improving the physical health of children for my PhD. Here is your first building block. Make sure you keep yourself healthy, as it builds great stoicism and those Spartan qualities you will need to in your working career when adversity hits. And be assured, adversity will hit somewhere in your career. So your first building block is your health. While I was completing full-on in my athletics career, my PhD supervisor was a fellow called Dr. Glenn Watkins. He was not only my supervisor, but my mentor, life coach, a great man who never judged me, but always gave me sage advice, which some 30 years on, he's still an important part of my life. This is your number 2 building block. Get a mentor, someone you can truly trust, who will give you that sage advice about your career and your choices, and will make you have someone that you can go to in terms of need. In 1988, prior to the Seoul Olympics, after the adversary of tearing some 15 hamstring muscles in my sprinting career, I led a 58-strong Australian athletics team to China for the first time, which unknowingly would lead to my 3rd building block. We were fortunate to be housed with the American track team, which included the great sprinter Carl Lewis, who you probably know won 9 gold medals over 3 Olympics, a phenomenal achievement. Each morning I'd see him come to breakfast, juggling a portable juicer in 1988, a bag of fruit and vegetables, sit by himself, make a smoothie, and be deep in thought. We acknowledged each other every morning, and about day 5 I gathered the courage to go over and sit down with him and talk to him about why he followed this ritual. Carl said to me, "You've got to understand, I'm at the pinnacle of my career, with expectations from everyone bearing heavily on my shoulders every day." Carl said, "To achieve success, you must pay a price. It's like anything worthwhile. It has a price. You pay a price to win, and you pay a price to get to a point where success is possible. More importantly, you pay the price to stay there." He said, "Success is not a sometimes thing. In other words, you don't do it right once in a while, you do it all the time. Success is a habit, winning is a habit." He told me it comes down to your personal level of commitment to want to succeed in any field of endeavour. But it's a concern you have to work out for yourself. No one can tell you how important something should be in your life. That is your responsibility, and here was my 3rd building block, and I hopefully will be your 3rd one. What will be your commitment to your field of endeavour? And are you willing to make those Spartan sacrifices that I talked about earlier on to achieve your success in your field? After completing my PhD, I set sail on establishing my passion, the not-for-profit Sports Challenge Australia, to improve the physical and mental health of children which we have done successfully now for 29 years. I'm pleased to report those first 3 building blocks have paid off. The final building block was number 4, which was missing from my conversation with Carl Lewis. And it's one I don't think you can do without, and that's your family. My wonderful partner, Jennifer Clay, who is here tonight, has stood beside me through all those Spartan times and challenges we have faced. And again, I'm pleased to report we've endured. Without her, we'd not be standing here tonight feeling so proud of my journey and the Worker Sports Challenge. So here's your 4th and last building block. And most importantly, have someone in your family, your partner and dear friends close to you. Having used all these building blocks throughout my career, I still wake up every day with excitement that when I go to work, I know that I'm making a real difference into the lives of others. Further, I'm very proud of being part of the University Alumni, which I hope you will contribute to in the future. I've continually stayed connected to this university by taking on some 200 plus practicum students over the years with Sports Challenge and through my role as an adjunct professor. Finally, the words of the great American poet Maya Angelou have kept me laser focused on my building blocks with that important sense of humility when she said, "I've learned people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Congratulations to you all on your graduation here tonight. You now have your ticket to the game and hopefully some building blocks to make it a success. Let the Games not only begin in Tokyo tonight, but more importantly, let the Games in your career and your journey start tonight. Good luck and thank you very much.